Today I am as happy as a clam because I just solved a power loss problem on this old Mercedes diesel. And by the way, does anybody know what that really means, happy as a clam? I've never really been able to figure that out. The problem was like this. You'd get in the car, it would start and run fine, you'd get about 40 miles an hour and all of a sudden you'd start to lose power. In fact, I had a hard time getting back to the shop driving at 30 miles an hour on a 50 mile an hour road. And the problem turned out to be this right here. Yep, that's right, the fuel tank. I got suspicious right away, so I went, you've seen my other videos, you know how I'm always checking fuel, particularly the smell of fuel. So the first thing I did was go back to the back of the car and open the fuel door, and when I removed the cap, I said, what in the world? I don't think I've seen anything this bad. And then of course I took a whiff of what was in the tank, and it was really obnoxious. It was obvious that this owner had been running SVO fuel in his tank, and he was using some sort of chemical that was causing it to coagulate. So looking at the tank and looking at the power loss situation, I knew for sure that when I removed this fuel tank screen here that I was going to find the problem. And sure enough, look at that right there. That screen was so gummed up that the only way you'd get fuel to the engine was when the tank was full, and as soon as the fuel started to drop down, you would start to have that power loss at speed. So looking inside the tank here, look at this. It's just filthy. And it was obvious that I didn't even want to have anything to do with this tank. So last week, we put on the clothes and the dirty clothes and pulled this old tank out and replaced it. And it solved the problem. This thing goes like a bandit now. So just a couple notes here. When you do this job, there's a couple tools you're going to need. If you're going to remove the tank or drain the fuel out of the tank, these clamp-off pliers are an absolute must. Otherwise, you're going to have fuel all over the place. And the other thing, of course, I create this fuel tank socket. You're going to need one of these to get in there and remove the screen. The screen has to come out for the tank to be removed from the trunk. If you don't know, the fuel tank on many of these cars is located behind that aft panel in the trunk of the car. Once you pull the panel out, you can remove the tank. Now, I'm currently thinking about doing a complete video instruction manual on how to successfully remove a diesel fuel tank and replace it with another. So if you're interested in seeing a video like that, go ahead and chime in and let me know your interest in that regard. And if you're experiencing any power loss problems at all, particularly on your old diesel, once again, don't forget about that fuel tank screen.